And finally, my third pet peeve when it comes to podcast audio is audio that's just too quiet overall. So it's very easy to clip audio when you're recording. If you're recording with your levels too high, you can end up clipping your audio. So you typically want to record at a lower volume and then boost your audio in post so that you don't lose any of that good audio detail. Camera people will know what I'm talking about. Like if you shoot video and during the recording you blow out your highlights, there's no way of recovering those highlights in post. You know, you can try to reduce your whites, your highlights, but you're not going to get any of that detail back because that detail's gone. It's been blown. And the same thing happens with audio. If you clip your audio, there's really no way to get that audio back, to get rid of that distortion that comes as a result of that. So, but the problem is that people often forget to boost their audio in post after they've recorded it. So, you know, when you're listening to a podcast where they forget to do this and the audio is super quiet, you know, you got to crank your volume all the way up. And then let's say if like, you know, the podcast ends and another one comes on and the volume's super loud, and you got to bring the audio back down. And it's just really annoying. It's not something that anyone wants to deal with. So to fix this, what I do is I apply what's called a hard limiter effect. And this accomplishes two things. Number one, it gives your audio the boost in volume that it needs. And two, it limits, as the name implies, how loud your audio can actually get. So let me show you what I'm talking about again in Adobe Audition. So here we are back with our test clip again. And remember, we've already applied the parametric EQ and our single band compressor. So now we want to kind of boost our audio and get it to a nice listening volume without going overboard, without clipping. So I want to go ahead and pull up our hard limiter effect. So we're going to go into Effects, Amplitude and Compression, Hard Limiter. It's going to bring up this little dialog box here. And what I typically do is go to the limit to -3 dB preset to start with. Now, this is going to set a maximum amplitude of -3 decibels, meaning that your audio is not going to go above -3 decibels. But you still want to be careful with your input boost value. And this is basically the amount of gain that's going to be added to your audio to kind of get it to where it needs to be. But this default value may not be applicable for your recording. So you want to make sure to test this. So let's go ahead and play this back. And I want you to keep an eye on the levels down here at the bottom to see how close they get to that -3 decibel limit. Here we go. Welcome to the Creative Control Room podcast, episode number 110. I'm your operator, Ryan Hafey. And today I'm going to reveal my pet peeves when it comes. So what I'm noticing is that the audio is getting a little bit too close to that -3 value more often than I would like. And that can lead to some potential distortion and it might just not sound that great. So I want to bring this input boost volume down a little bit. But just to kind of show you as an example what can happen if you raise this up too much, let's go up to 18 and show you what happens here. Welcome to the Creative Control Room podcast, episode number 110. I'm your operator, Ryan Hafey. So it's riding that -3 limit a whole lot. Sounds just terrible and kind of really overly gainy. So we definitely don't want to go too heavy on the input boost. So in my case, I think I'm going to start with a value of, let's try around 4.5. And see how that sounds here. Welcome to the Creative Control Room podcast, episode number 110. I'm your operator, Ryan Hafey, and today I'm going to reveal my pet peeves when it comes to. Okay, so I think I like that. It's jumping into the red a little bit, but not too much. There may be some points where it gets up to the -3 decibels, but that's perfect because you don't want it to ride up right against it. You just want it to gently kiss that -3. Just give it a little smooch every now and then. That's all you want it to do. You don't want it to just be hammering it and, making it out full force. It just a little smooch, a little kiss every now and then. So I think that's good. We got our -3 maximum amplitude and we've got a 4.5 dP boost. We'll go ahead and hit apply and then keep an eye on what happens to these waveforms here. So there you go. You can kind of see that everything has been boosted up to a more respectable listening level. Let's play it back, see what it sounds like. Welcome to the Creative Control Room podcast, episode number 110. I'm your operator, Ryan Hafey, and today I'm going to... So there you go. So that's what our audio sounds like now. Let's go back to the very beginning and see what it sounded like when we first started. Well, that's not what we wanted. There we go. Oh, that's not what we wanted either. Here we go, right here. Welcome to the Creative Control Room Podcast, episode number 110. I'm your operator, Ryan Hafey. That was before, and this is after. Welcome to the Creative Control Room Podcast, episode number 110. I'm your operator, Ryan Hafey. So this may not be the best example of showing you how to improve quality because, to be honest, we started with some pretty decent quality in the first place, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can use those effects to tweak the audio that you do have to make it sound better for whatever it is that you're doing.